So I just want to welcome everyone to the call. This is the second part of an interview with Margie, and my name's Amanda, and I'm the spokesperson for Avatar Uncovered. If you haven't watched part one yet, then do go ahead and do that before watching this part, because it might not make complete sense. And it will just give you an overview of Margie's involvement and her whole story of her involvement in Scientology and Harry and Ava and Avatar. So we decided to do part two because Margie's got some really interesting things to talk about, and I'll just hand it over to you, Margie.
Thank you very much, Amanda. Yeah, since I did the very first interview, I've talked to some people who have done Avatar, and they've been telling me things. And, when I first started Avatar, it was just one small rundown. That's all. And, it has been built up to do many layers. It has layers that cost more and more money and, whatever, which is, well, I'll comment on that in just a second. But what I have learned is that people who are getting Avatar, people who are doing Avatar, are actually getting a rehashed form of Scientology.
Right.
Yeah. So, when you have to look at the back wall and then the front wall and then the right wall and the left wall, in Scientology, that's called a locational.
Right, okay.
And when you
study is this resurfacing course, so that's quite concerning. There's quite a few exercises like that at the beginning stage.
Yeah. And when you sit across from someone and have to flow whatever, that's taken from what's called training routines, TRs, in Scientology. Situation reports, Scientology.
Okay.
Wizards. What's on Wizards about entities? OT3 in Scientology. It's above clear. It is a secret level that Harry is teaching people, which he has no right to. He's no longer involved with Scientology and not paying them royalties, but he's obviously handing it out to people.
Okay.
So I just think it's very, very important that people know. There's a lot more too that I have found out. Like the did I already say situation report?
You did.
Okay. So the situation report and the fact that there's a guardian office.
Yeah.
There's guardian office in Scientology that handles negative things.
And that's
the fact that you
top of Avatar, isn't it? That's happening
at the higher levels.
Yeah.
And the fact that you have to sign something or you have to proclaim, I guess at every class that you sign up for, if you've heard anything negative about Harry or Avra or Avatar, you have to let people know, and then you have to go talk to them about it. Very, very Scientology.
Yeah. And again, that happens more as you get deeper into avatars. So those that may have started may not see that as much, but the further as you get in, that's
right.
That's a regular occurrence. Yeah.
The fact that they are so interested in your transgressions, Scientology.
Mm-hmm.
The fact that you write them down, Scientology. Now, it's not all Scientology. I know that in the beginning, the compassion exercises, the things that they do for free to bring you in, that is actually a Buddhist exercise that you can find in any book by Thich Nhat Hanh. And someone recently told me they were listening to a CD by Pema Chodron called Coming Closer to Ourselves, and it was in that too.
Ah, okay.
So, yeah, so it sounds like he's borrowing things and really not giving the true story.
So that's
But I
probably
guess,
something we should be worshipping him over then.
yeah, yeah, exactly.
Because people
So,
do a compassion exercise. We all like
yeah,
Harry, you've introduced a compassion exercise.
yeah. Yes, exactly. The the one thing that really, really concerns me is the fact that the closer you get and the higher you become, the more classes that you do that are up there, which again is another Scientology thing. They had many levels and it costs you, and you have to keep paying money to do these things. Is the fact that the abuse in the way that people get the way that people just hand money over to Avatar.
Yeah, yeah,
And I know Avra was, she was an expert seller when I knew her. And it, by the sounds of it, people were telling me how they just saw people getting badgered for money by
yeah,
Avra and other people. But the one thing that I want people to pay attention to is that I think, it's in our DNA to be part of a community. We all want to be part of a community, and today, the way the world is, we don't even have to go out. We don't have to leave our house to watch a movie anymore. We can just do it alone in our own house. And people long for community.
mm,
And I think that this is one thing that Avatar offers, as is. That's what was my hook in Scientology. So just buyer beware, because they give you then a lofty goal like an enlightened society, which of course we can't do on our own, but we can help work towards that in a community. But that also is a way to bring you in and keep you in because you're good, because you want that.
yeah.
And then suddenly all this money is flowing without any scholarships, without any discounts. People are having to go out and get loans from other Avatar people.
And how similar is
So,
the enlightened planet to your kind of clear? Because there's obviously comparisons within Scientology. What was Scientology's philosophy on that? So ours is about obviously creating the
oh,
planet and discreating, and yours is clear, but it has a similar feel to it.
clear the planet, meaning get rid of everyone's reactive mind.
That's very similar.
Yeah, it's very, very similar. It's to get rid of everyone's part of their mind that doesn't work on them. So the part about transgressions really gets to me, because if you hear my other interview about how I received my transgressions in the mail with a black mail letter. And really, I see this because they did it to me. This is what happened when I was in Scientology. They really got me to think. Harry and Avra and the people who were close, and I was one of them. I did this to people too, I have to admit.
Yeah.
That they were bad, that there was something wrong with them.
Yeah.
And it took me years to realize that we are really, really good. We are good people. And I don't want people to lose sight of that. This thing about, religion used to do it to us, like, well, I may still do it. I'm not religious, but, about original sin. We have so much basic goodness in us, but we doubt it. And I think that this is why we fall for things like Scientology and Avatar, is because we kind of have a belief, well, maybe we are a little bad,
Mm.
you know?
Thinking about how that worries me, that's the main thing that's worrying me as well, is that the transgressions, and I didn't realize myself how that gets as you get higher up. I mean, that's
Right.
in the avatar course, and it's very subtle. And it's also around that whole, I only just realized this is to Scientology as well, that the essence of Scientology, that you're personally responsible for everything in your life. I think I saw Mike Ryder talk about it the other day in one of his videos about Scientology and that philosophy, and that is one of the bases of Avatar. And that comes into your basic Avatar course, where things straight away turn around onto you, and you start.
Yeah.
But as you get higher up, I mean, transgressions are all the time. It's
Yeah.
a transgression, and I
Yeah.
think we're writing them down, so, and handing them in.
Right.
Mm.
Yeah, and I guess they just haven't heard about this new movement. It's a new age movement to say that it's your creation. You created this. I don't think anybody who got hit by a bus accidentally really created it.
Yeah.
I don't think they want it. I don't think that, the young mothers that I've worked with who are dying of cancer created it so they could leave their children. It's wrong. It's wrong to believe that you create everything.
Well, that gets abusive too. I mean,
It's a form of abuse. Yes.
especially when
Yes.
it comes, again, it's that subtle, we talk about the subtle mind control, the subtle indoctrination. So this starts off, obviously at the beginning, but as you get in years and years, it's all the time. It's all the time. That's your
Yeah.
response all the time. Rainbow or Harry and Avro or whoever is, even QNs, it's your creation, the transgression, the hidden agenda. It just doesn't matter what it is, and that's worrying.
Well, what about when they use your transgressions against you and say, I think you have a transgression. I owe us some money.
Yeah.
I mean, so I want to, people will leave when they're ready to leave. I didn't listen when people were saying, Margie, don't you see what's going on? I was a staunch supporter of Harry and Abra,
Yeah.
staunch supporter. Even after we left Scientology and we started the Avatar, I was very much a supporter. But it'll take people what it takes to get them to realize that what they are doing is not pure, and it isn't all cupcakes and rainbows as they like people to think.
Yeah.
So just to end, I think, I want to, I was thinking about this today. Actually, I've been thinking about it for a couple of days, but, there's this quote by Voltaire who says, those who can make you believe absurdities can make you commit atrocities.
Wow.
And so when it comes down to being mean to your fellow man and not having loving kindness and compassion, it might look like that's what's happening on the surface. When you go, you don't see all this dark stuff, but the more you stay, the more it starts to show. So buyer beware.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you for that insight, Margie. That's amazing.
Yeah. Okay.
Is there anything else? I mean, I know that's short and sweet, and I just want to say, like, with people waking up, I think what's so great about doing this as well is that, if those who ever begin to and do leave, they have a resource to come to, and they can watch these and understand what they've just been through.
Yeah.
Because I think, we're all shocked, especially some that have been in it way longer than me, when they leave and they just realise what has happened to them and how much they have handed over financially and their soul as well to this organisation because of that whole essence of transgression, which is the biggest most worrying thing going on. So yeah, it's a resource. So thank you for helping us provide that and for providing your time. So,
Yes, you bet. Okay, great. Thanks.
and thank you everyone for listening. Thank you.